From Hampton High School, WHCS Channel 5 presents Peninsula District Girls Basketball. The Hampton Crabbers hosting the Bethel Bruins. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz. We welcome you to Hampton High School's gymnasium for the game between the 1-7 Bethel Bruins and the 0-7 Hampton Crabbers. As both of these teams have struggled with young teams so far this season, they are having a tough time finding the winning ways, but I'm sure tonight with these two teams we'll have at least a evenly matched matchup between the two. Right now, my partner Bob Hintz has head coach Joe Melvin of the Hampton Crabbers.
Appreciate having you on WHCS. First year at Hampton.
Thank you. Yes, this is my first year, and believe me, I've been initiated the right way in the Hampton City Schools. But we have a very young team, and we're rebuilding, and I'm looking for a very more talented team for the latter half of the season.
Very good. Did you think this JV program is going to help the Hampton system?
I'm glad you brought that up. I think with the implementation of the junior varsity girls basketball team, it's going to probably give the girls a little bit more experience as opposed to before they get to the varsity level. Therefore, they'll be fundamentally sound and should make it to be a more interesting game or interested sort of play.
Very good. Well, listen, good luck to you tonight.
Thank you.
Okay, Tim, let's go back over to you.
Coach Melvin, and we were going to try and get a word with Jesse Pope over at the Bethel bench, but apparently our time is a little short as the two teams have been called back to their respective bench areas, and we will hopefully get a chance to talk to Jesse on another occasion.
I'll get with her at halftime.
All right. Yeah, we'll try and get a chance to talk with her at halftime. You heard Joe Melvin mention the fact that this is a rebuilding season for the Lady Crabbers, and of course the Bethel Bruins having a similar situation.
Tonight's game brings together.
We're about to set to have the starting lineups introduced for both teams.
And the home team, the Lady Crabbers of Hampton High.
This is our second endeavor into the high school basketball season. Of course, the boys game will follow this game at Hampton High, and we'll have that game for you also here on Channel 5.
For the Lady Bruins, number 10, Gwen Staples.
Let's pick up, if we may, the starting lineups. Gwen Staples, first lady introduced for the Bethel Bruins. Tanya Bays, number 24, is the second player introduced. Talisha McCauley, number 34. Kim Brunson, number 40, is the Lady Bruin. There you see her. And Nia Rose, number 44, rounds out the starting five for the Lady Bruins. They'll, of course, be in the green and gold. Jesse Pope is the head coach. Kirby Ely, is that correct?
Kirby Ely, yes, played point guard for my Bethel Bruins back in the mid-'70s.
And now for the home team, the Lady Crabbers.
For the Lady Crabbers, Sandra Thompson is a starter. There you see Sandra. She is back from last year. Kim Fleming, number 32.
Number 42, Angela Coppage.
Angela Coppage, a young lady who played for this Hampton team last year.
Number 52, Dana Galbraith.
Dana Galbraith is number 52. Letitia Lee, number 54, rounds out the starting five for Joe Melvin, and he is assisted by LaWanda Shepard.
And this is Joe's first year, and he's talking about getting initiated. Tim, you haven't won a game, and it makes it a long season, but he figures the second half of the season should be a little bit better for him. These young ladies are getting a little more experience, plus they're getting used to his offense and defense. He's a little different than Coach Knight that had the girls last year.
Also in the...
We'll talk about our zebras tonight.
Yeah, the zebras, as we'll get to mention who are...
I just got a look from Tony Poston, and that was in good faith, Tony. And the other gentleman, the gray-haired gentleman on the other side of the floor is Melvin Sly. Melvin was officiating when I was coaching. I thought he'd retired a long time ago.
There you see Melvin right at the top of your screen, just now up in the right-hand corner. Tony Poston is the man with the ball to the left. And incidentally, the Hampton girls JV team was victorious in a game played just before this game as they defeated Bethel 41-30. We are underway as Hampton controls the tap. Quickly down the floor with the shot up and good by number 54, Letitia Lee. 8-minute quarters in high school basketball. Bruins guarded by the man-to-man defense presented by the Hampton Crabbers. Shot put up, no good, and the rebound comes off for Kim Fleming. Shot taken by number 44, Nia Rose, was a little bit strong. This is Angela Coppage, and she gives to Galbraith, whose shot comes off the heel of the rim, and back come the Lady Bruins, Talisha McCauley.
The Bruins are in a 2-3 zone.
The Bruins or the Crabbers?
The Bruins are playing a zone down at the other end.
Oh, okay.
And the ladies, well, the Lady Crabbers are also back into a zone. They're putting a lot of pressure. Whoever gets the ball, they're jumping out and putting pressure on.
We've got contact. The ball went in. Now, whether or not the basket will count, we'll wait and see. Tony
I believe
Poston.
it will.
Yes, it does. So Nia Rose ties the ball game, and she draws the foul.
And we need to talk about our the fans here will be coming in all night long. As you can see on the replay there, Slow-Mo Joe has got the good shot there of Nia Rose. Nice follow through and got fouled. You saw she received the contact as she was going up.
Kim Fleming draws her first personal foul of the ball game. And Rose puts Bethel ahead with the free throw.
And that's the old-fashioned three-point play, Tim. And now Bethel jumped out into a trapping zone, a 2-1-2 trapping zone, full court.
This game videotaped on the 15th of January, 1991. Tim Cole with Bob Hintz. Shot put off the glass and good by Letitia Lee. That's her second basket, and she helps her team regain the lead 4-3.
Now you see who we got on our sideline camera?
Slim Bowers. He and I look like we didn't miss a meal at all during the holidays, did we?
I tell you.
One thing. If you lost some weight, he and I both found it.
Well, I think I found somebody's lost it.
I'm getting into a walking regime here. I've been walking from the couch to the refrigerator, and it's not doing any good.
Well, not if you stop at the refrigerator.
That's the problem, is I'm spending too much time at the fridge. Kim Fleming with the rebound and a stick back, and it's now 6-3 with the Crabbers on top. 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Baseline jumper is in and out, no good, as the roll wouldn't go for Talisha McCauley, but they get it back, and McCauley will try again. This was too strong, and it's lost on the baseline. I believe it'll belong to the Lady Bruins.
Well, one thing you're seeing with these, the Bruins, they get the open shot, they're going to take it. You can't make any points unless you shoot the ball, and it's obvious that that's what Jessie Pope has told her young ladies to do. Let's get the ball in the air and put it in the basket.
Inbounding will be Staples under the basket. In from Rose, she has it knocked away. She gets it back, and Rose will force a shot up and in.
Nice touch on that ball, a little turnaround jump.
Nia Rose with her team's 4 points. Actually 5 points, I should correct myself. It's 6-5. Off the glass, no good. And a rebound comes off to 34 McCauley, and then she took steps as the defense caused her to commit the turnover. 5:17 remaining. Here's your replay. You'll see Rose staying with the ball. She then just forces the shot up and got nothing but net. Slow-Mo Joe on the trigger.
Hell, there's a lot of fans over here. When I first got here, they were saying, slow-mo, slow-mo, slow-mo. And Joe comes dressed up in a suit and tie, and they didn't know who he was.
That's his groupie fan club, I think.
I don't know. I can't find him now. He may have just paid him.
Stepping to the free throw line for the Lady Crabbers is Sandra Thompson.
There's a shot of Hampton head coach Walter Brower.
And Sandra will get a second try as she misses the first. And the second one is too long as well. So 0 for 2 from the free throw line. We also have another old football game cohort. Our good friend Gary Moore from Computerland is here tonight, and he'll be providing us with an incredible array of statistics for both boys and girls.
Incredible array. Is that? Did he write that down for you?
No, I had to live that all by myself. So he'll be another nice addition to our coverage. We hope you fans are going to enjoy our high school coverage. Rose is hot. She's got 7 points.
I tell you, Gwen Staples did a good job of getting that ball in. It was a quick, almost a touch pass that she got into Nia Rose that time.
With that basket, Bethel regains the lead. Shot is an air ball. The put up is good on the rebound. It looked like it was Sandra Thompson who got the rebound. Number 22, until I'm corrected otherwise.
That's true. That's exactly who got the rebound and the putback.
And now we've got a foul as the rebound came off for Kim Fleming, and she was fouled. Here's your replay. You'll see the shot was an air ball, and Thompson underneath just muscled the ball away from the Bethel Bruin and put it back.
We have timeout on the floor.
So with 4:23 remaining in the first quarter, Hampton holding on to an 8-7 lead. And we're happy to...
we see our friend...
Lowell Thomas.
Lowell Thomas
there he
is at all the Hampton High sporting events.
And some of the crowd, as you mentioned, Bob, a good crowd will be on hand as the night progresses. The boys' game will follow this girls' game. And, of course, anytime Hampton and Bethel tangle, you're going to have a big crowd.
Well, the Bethel Bruins had a nice victory the other night against a fine Denby team, and they took the water bucket and doused their coach, and he now has a terrible cold. So he's not feeling too well. I don't know if Mike's going to make it here or not. Mike Bailey, that is.
Back to this game as we are back underway. The Crabbers with a 1-point lead and the ball.
And Bethel went out to a man-to-man, put a little more pressure on the ball.
Galbraith follows her own shot, gets the rebound. Off the glass, too strong. Thompson follows, no good. As the Crabbers had 3 cracks at it, but couldn't come up with the basket, and now the Lady Bruins will bring it down. 3:50 remaining in the first quarter. Rebound off for Dana Galbraith, number 52. Back come the Crabbers. Nice pass underneath. One pass too many that time as Thompson had it and was kind of out of control and tried to feed it underneath to Letitia Lee.
Well, that was a good pass on Thompson's part because she would have traveled with the ball had she tried to make a shot with it. So she passed it, and it ended up not being a real good pass.
This is McCauley. Baseline put in by who else? Rose, who has 9 points. She has all of her team's 9 points. And the Bruins regain the lead. So the lead seesawing back and forth here in the first period. Good look underneath. Shot won't go for Galbraith. And it was last touched by Hampton.
And that was just the old classic give and go. You pass and go, pass and cut to the basket. And just didn't convert on the pass. As you can see here, the nice move by Nia Rose under the basket and a nice shot. She's got a nice touch underneath the basket.
Solomon comes in for the Lady Bruins, replacing Brunson in the lineup. This is McCauley. Bruins with the ball and a 1-point lead. McCauley will shoot. It's a little short. Good position underneath by Galbraith. Check that, Letitia Lee, rather. Harassing defense by the Bruins. The Crabbers were able to get it across the timeline. No shot clock in high school basketball. We should make you aware of that. Feed inside, comes right back to the passer. Now the pass off for Lee, no good. Underneath, Fleming follow shot won't go. And finally rebounded by Bays of Bethel, Tanya Bays. 9-8 Bethel. 2:04 remaining in the first period, and we've got a traveling call as Tonya Bays lifted up off her feet and came back down without passing or shooting, and of course that is traveling. One team foul against the Crabbers, 2 against the Bruins. 9-8. Hampton trailing with the ball. This is Angela Coppage.
She's been harassed.
And finally, almost has it stolen. In fact, it is finally stolen. Staples has it, puts it up, and no good. Chased down by Gwen Staples. She gets her own rebound, and the Lady Bruins will set up. This is Rose. She has 9 points, and that's all her team has. Rose underneath. Can't get it to go. Tipped out and finally controlled by the Bruins. Again, Rose scrambling for the ball, and a jump ball will be forthcoming.
And nobody could quite get a handle on it. Bethel had a lot of easy shots inside, and they just rolled right out.
So the arrow possession is pointing to the Hampton Crabbers, so they'll get it on the jump ball. The only time you jump in high school ball is the opening tip. And now an offensive foul will be charged to Angela Coppage. That'll be her first, the team's second.
She kind of used her arm as she was dribbling to ward off the defender, and you can't do that. If the defender initiates the contact, then the foul's on the defense. But if the offensive person does, then it's an offensive foul and a possession foul, which means that the ball goes over. No shooting. It's not a shooting foul.
Fine hustle by Letitia Lee that time, the big center chasing after the ball and ending up in the first row. And again, her anticipation almost caused a turnover. Now a foul on a reach-in foul. And this one will be charged against Sandra Thompson, I do believe, number 22. That'll be her first. And we'll see a substitution for Hampton as Sanders, number 30, will come in, and she'll replace Thompson. Here's your replay. As you can see, the very end of that, it is a player control foul. Shot up, no good, and the rebound comes off for Coppage. She has it poked away and regained by Staples, and then a foul on the new member of the Hampton Crabbers, Sanders. That's her first. So Sanders just came in the ball game and picks up the quick foul. That's the fourth against Hampton.
Well, that's the kind of foul as a coach you hate to see because it's a reaching foul. You got to play defense with your feet first in front of the offensive man, and she didn't. She just reached in and picked up the foul.
Still a player control situation, so the Lady Bruins, with 40 seconds remaining in the first period, will set up inside to Rose. Her shot is short, and it'll come out for the Crabbers, and another foul, as we will see this one whistled against Tanya Bays. That'll be her first. And again, a player control foul, as that is only the third team foul against the Bethel Bruins. If you just joined us, you're watching the Hampton Crabbers hosting the Bethel Bruins here on Channel 5. I'm Tim Cole with Bob Hintz and the entire crew on this 15th of January, 1991. Baseline jumper, Galbraith won't go. Lee rebounds, puts it up, and it counts. She's fouled.
I don't know if that foul happened as the shot was being taken. I thought she got fouled before she initiated the shot, but Tony Poston was right on the spot and called the basket good, which put the young lady Letitia Lee on the line. And watch, there we can see the end of that shot.
That's the first on Rose. Lee trying for the three-point play, misses. The rebound comes off, and Lee will throw it up. It doesn't go, and back comes Staples for Bethel. Once again, our Gary Moore rather, gets to handle the ball here. So the foul will send Staples to the free throw line. Staples so far, no points, but she has 4 rebounds. And now she changes that as she will get the first free throw to fall. Both teams will be in the bonus situation. The 1-1 will exist for the duration of the first half. We're tied at 10 with 15 seconds remaining. 10s are wild. We got 10 at the free throw line and 10s on the board. Second one by Staples does not go, and the Crabbers will have just 11 seconds now in which to do something before the quarter ends. Shot comes off too strong, and then a foul with 4 seconds remaining. This one will be charged against number 34 of Bethel. That will be Talisha McCauley. That's her first. And going to the free throw line will be Dion Sanders. Sanders with 1 rebound in the ball game so far and no points. Crabbers as a team are 0 for 4 from the free throw line. And they continue their cold shooting from the charity stripe. 1 second remaining as the ball is intercepted by Coppage as the horn sounds to finish the first period. And we're all knotted up. As I said, I don't know if you could hear me, Bob, but when you went over to talk to Coach Melvin, but I was happy to see in a way that we had 2 rather evenly matched teams here for the girls game. Some of our games we find are rather one-sided because of some of the strength in the league.
Well, there's only one strength in the league, and that is the Phoebus Phantoms. And young lady, I went over and watched the Phoebus play this same Hampton girls team the other night. And our young lady that we are so impressed with,
Fred?
Lakeisha Fret, hit a 3-pointer to hit 1,000 points halfway through her sophomore year. I mean, a lot of people hit 1,000 in their senior year.
Yeah, she's something else.
She ended up with 1,008 at the end of that ball game.
Phoebus atop the district at 8-0 and 11-0 in overall. Lafayette was 6-2, 7-4. Gloucester, a new entry in the Peninsula District this year, at 6-1. And now we've got a violation on the side here where the Bethel Bruin lady throwing the ball in stepped on the line. Oh, there you saw a grizzly pair if I ever saw you and me there.
A grizzly? Now you're the only one who looks like a grizzle bear. They thought you were one of the Bruins when you walked in here.
I'm going to have to do some Grecian formula on my beard, I think. Galbraith from 18, no good, but it comes off to Sanders, and she is fouled as she put the shot back up, and Nia Rose will pick up her second personal foul.
Well, that's the young lady you don't want to see get any foul trouble. She's got 9 of the 10 points for the Bruins at this point. And that's exactly who's coming out of the ball game.
Kim Brunson, here you'll see the replay as you watch Galbraith. She'll drive and put the shot up. Then on the rebound, well, we won't be able to see all of that. And again, the Crabbers continue to be ice cold from the free throw line as Sanders now is 0 for 3. And she continues. Now she is 0 for 4 from the free throw line. Still tied at 10. The Crabbers steal. This is Galbraith. She'll hold up. Now she spots Lee underneath, and Lee took steps.
Well, what happened on that turnover was Gwen Staples, number 10, was going down the court, and it bounced off the foot of one of the defenders as she was making a cutover.
Stolen again. This is Angela Coppage, and Coppage on her way to the basket is fouled. Foul will be charged to Gwen Staples. That'll be her first. And going to the free throw line will be Coppage, who has no points on the evening so far. She's 0 for 1 from the floor, but she has stolen the ball twice for the Lady Crabbers. Boy, it's nice to have all these statistics right here.
Well, I wonder where you get, I'm looking all around, where you getting those things out of there? Pull them out there. Now, right next to you, Gary Moore from Computerland.
That's right.
Supplying you with all those important details.
Nice to have it. So the drought from the free throw line has ended for the Lady Crabbers, as they now have 1 for 7, and as I do that, Coppage misses the second. And back come the Lady Bruins. This is McCauley. Bays wants to go inside. The ball is batted loose. And a good scramble for the ball, finally controlled by whom? Let's see, the Bruins finally get it, so we had about 3 turnovers within a matter of a couple of seconds there. Shot doesn't go, but getting her own rebound is Tanya Bays. This is Wagaman in the ball game. Knocked away, and Wagaman retrieves. McCauley's shot off the heel of the rim. Wagaman will follow and hit.
Oh, well, you shoot enough, it's going to go in, and that's not a bad theory. You get that many rebounds, you got to keep putting it back up.
12-11 in favor of the Lady Bruins, and Coppage took steps. She wanted to pass the ball, and she had the right idea. She just didn't pass it quickly enough. She stopped her dribble and then took a couple of steps. 6:28 remaining in the first half. Wagaman will fire it up under that theory. And the rebound comes off for Kim Fleming. Underneath for Lee. Nice pass and a good basket by Letitia Lee, who has 8 points.
Well, that's a classic fast break. Pass the ball and hit the open man, break into the basket. And that's exactly what they did.
Blocked by Fleming, but she got more than the ball, apparently. Look at that pretty good block from here.
Yes, it did. She might have got part of the body. Well, watch this. Watch the end of this fast break. Nice pass over to Lee. It's a way to keep your head up and look and know where the rest of the players are on the court. And that's sometimes the hardest thing to do, is to be aware of what's going on around you.
That's why I never could play basketball. I had a hard time walking.
You didn't have somebody with a computer next to you tell you what was happening.
No, I could only concentrate on one thing at a time. You know, if I was dribbling, that's all I could do, or if I was shooting, that's all I could do. But they asked me to do 2 of those things at the same time.
Are you one of these guys that couldn't chew gum and dribble at the same time?
You got it.
Uh-oh.
You got it. That's why I never bothered to even try to play basketball, except in, you know, backyard or in the driveway where no one's watching. Solomon missed the first of 2 free throws and banks the second one in. So the Bruins enjoying a better success from the free throw line. They are 3 for 5 as a team. And our game is tied at 13. We were tied at 10 after 8 minutes, and we're still tied with 6 minutes to go. And the Crabbers will turn the ball over as Sanders lost control of it. Sanders almost got it back, and then she tied the ball up. It looked like a good jump ball.
It was, but she came right down on the back of the Bruin, and they called a foul on it. But I believe it was a jump ball situation. I was looking, I see the Bethel Bruin team here, but I'm looking for the coach. I'm trying to get the lineups.
At the free throw line will be Tanya Bays, number 24.
Play again, just a little ragged right there at the end. Put Bethel back on the line again. Tanya Bays, number 24, will shoot a 1-and-1.
So Tanya Bays hits both free throws, and the Bruins regain the lead by 2 with 5:49 remaining in the first half. Coppage loses the ball out of bounds. Joe Melvin didn't like the call. He was much closer than the referee.
He was right in front of his bench. He didn't like that call at all.
That doesn't mean it wasn't the right call. It just means he didn't like it. Rebound underneath, and all of a sudden the game has been perpetually stopped now with continuous
that might have been
whistles.
a makeup call.
Might have been. So with both teams over the limit, now we'll have a shooting situation. I did not pick up on the foul and who it was called against, but nonetheless, we will see number 52, that's Dana Galbraith, that she'll go to the free throw line. She has 2 points so far in the ball game.
Here we go. There's the shot. Right over the top of her, number 40.
Number 40 was the player. Kim Brunson was called for that previous foul.
I tell you, our camera people don't miss a lick.
At the free throw line, Galbraith shooting 1 and 1. And she'll get the bonus. Four rebounds so far for Galbraith. And she misses the second shot. Back come the Lady Bruins with a 1-point advantage. Air ball put up by Bays, and Galbraith underneath the basket in heavy traffic trying to get the ball out. Finally does so. Finds Letitia Lee. Big Hampton center promptly throws the ball over Coppage's head. (15-14), the Bethel Bruins, a close game from the very beginning.
And
Bethel 1 and 7.
Yeah, that's the one I was going to say. Because of the records, we figured this would be a close game.
Joe Melvin trying to get Kim Fleming back in the ball game for the Lady Crabbers, and does so. Now the Bruins will bring it up with a 1-point lead. Staples' shot won't go, and Fleming rebounds, and then a foul on the rebound. This one will go against Bays. That'll be her second.
Here we can see the replay of that, and she just reaches right in right there and goes right across the arm. And Melvin Sly whistled it for the foul. 1 and 1.
Fleming with 2 points, 5 rebounds so far. She is 1 of 2 from the floor. And she misses the front end of the 1 and 1, and we've got another foul.
This will make the game go a little bit longer.
That's Indian for, boy, I wish they wouldn't do that.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's a real abbreviated expression.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, the Fagawa Indians came out with that expression a long time. It just kind of saves a lot of, verbiage.
Yes.
Free throw attempt from Palmer was no good. And the Lady Bruins will keep possession and a 1-point lead, and now they lose it as it goes off the hands of Staples. Play has slowed to a crawl here, I'm afraid. And now we've got whistles and stopping the play.
Melvin started to play, and there's 6 Bruins on the court. The young lady hadn't gone off the court yet.
That'll help you out every time. It's one way to improve your record is sneak that 6th player.
Well, we've seen that in football. You put a 12-man line against them down in the goal line. We got a brief timeout here. You can throw up a lot of statistics.
Well, let's see.
While we're doing this, while we got a brief timeout, let me talk about, we're going to recognize a player of the game for both of these teams. We're going to award a plaque that will be presented to the player of the game for each Hampton and Bethel. It is donated by DC Engraving, and it's a sample of metal photo. DC Engraving is located at York Village Shopping Center, which is on Route 17 in Grafton. We're also going to give them a shirt, a staff shirt, with donated by Turner's Hardware and Sports Place, is a location in Willow Oak Shopping Center. Turner's also has two other locations, one in Denby Hardware and Sporting Goods located at Denby Square, and the newest store is a sports place located at the shops at Hampton Harbor next to Hampton University. You want to see Dave Chubb and Bruce Hatch down at Turner's, and at DC Engraving you want to see my buddy Dave Buckwalder.
Play back underway as the Crabbers inbound. And they missed the shot. Rebound comes off for Staples. And that should be traveling as the young lady.
She was doing a dance step.
Doing a two-step, and that's what you can't do in basketball.
Not unless you got a partner.
Galbraith tied up momentarily. Baseline jumper is much too strong, and Nia Rose back in the ball game for the Bruins. Rebounds. Shot up and in by number 34, Talisha McCauley, and that was near the three-point range.
It was just had a foot on it.
3-point lead for the Bruins. Inside of 4 minutes to go, and a beautiful shot by Galbraith. She has 5 points. 1 point Bethel lead. McCauley passes, almost picked up by Coppage. Staples will fire, it's a little short, and Galbraith with the rebound, working out of traffic, brings it down. Spots a teammate right side, all the way in, no good. And two Crabbers fight over the ball, it goes out of bounds. Kim Young had a good opportunity on the fast break there, just couldn't convert it. And the turnover will give the ball to the Bruins, leading by a point.
And what hurt you on that one was there was nobody into the basket but the Crabbers, and the two Crabbers, Lady Crabbers, fought over the ball and knocked it out of bounds.
McCauley hit one, figured she'd try another one, didn't go this time. Quickly down the court. Good speed by Coppage, can't get it to fall. She says she was fouled. Tony Poston said no blood, no foul. Nia Rose will go in, and she traveled before the shot. And a blocking foul is called on the play. 3 minutes exactly remaining here in the first half. 17-16 for the Lady Bruins on top. Galbraith goes to the free throw line, and to this point she has 5 points, 6 rebounds. She is 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and she is 2 of 9 from the field. And she hits the free throws, so she is now 2 out of 3 from the free throw line. And all of a sudden, the Lady Crabbers get warmed up from the free throw line and hit 2 of them. And now we have a whistle after the play, and I believe we're
42 call is timeout. 42
timeout.
On White called timeout, I believe it was.
Okay, so a timeout as the Crabbers with those 2 free throws have regained the lead. And just to run down very quickly for you with some statistics here for the Lady Bruins. To this point in the ball game, they are 6 of 7 from the field. They are 5 out of 8 from the free throw line. They have 10 offensive rebounds, 16 defensive rebounds, and they have a total of 17 points. I want to see if I can get Gary to give me the Hampton statistics at this point, see if we can push button number 2.
There's a good shot of Coach Joe Melvin. Go right ahead.
Crabbers 7 out of 26 from the floor. And 4 out of 15 from the free throw line. And we're back to the live action. A little less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Ball last touched by the Bruins. Check that, by the Crabbers, rather. Good hustle by Kim Fleming in an effort to steal the ball.
I'll get it to the team here. I'll get it at halftime. That's what it was at halftime.
Nia Rose with the rebound and the basket. She has 11 points in the first half. 2:35 remaining as the lead now continues to seesaw. The Hampton Crabbers had led. They trail now. Rebound underneath. And the ball pops loose. It's finally controlled by the Bruins. This is McCauley. Wagaman last touched it out of bounds. Seems funny to watch a Hampton game and not see Cheyenne Hill. Of course, Cheyenne was a mainstay for the Hampton Crabbers for several years on the girls team and graduated last year. 2:12 remaining. Inbound pass, Fleming to Galbraith. Galbraith will shoot from 15 and hit it. So 9 points in the first half for Galbraith with 2 minutes remaining in the first half. That noise you heard was Bob dropping his headset.
Oh, that wasn't me falling down. Okay.
Crabbers have regained the lead, but Rose puts the Bruins back on top. And she had a phenomenal first half. She's got 13 points. 21-20, Lady Bruins. Pass underneath, but before the pass, a charge will be called against Galbraith.
That's her second offensive foul this game.
.134 remaining in the half. Rose drives, and she is hammered as Galbraith, check that, Letitia Lee really made Rose pay. That was a tough play. Here's the replay at the other end of the court. You saw the charge, or the very end of that charge from Galbraith, and now Lee at the other end of the court hammers Rose. I think I can say that with little hesitation. I mean, she'll went down.
Feel that tomorrow morning.
Boy, I felt it over here. So Rose will shake it off, and she'll go to the free throw line. She has done extremely well here. She's 1 for 1 from the free throw line, and she is 6 out of 10 from the floor with 13 points. Make that 14 as Rose is just having a real fine evening. Two for 2 from the free throw line for Nia Rose. Got a certain rhythm to setting up that free throw, as most good shooters do, and she cans it. So 3 for 3 from the free throw line. 15 of her team's 23 points. Lee forces the shot up, and the rebound comes off to Wagaman.
Well, she knocked McCardle down. McCardle was saying, "Where's the foul?"
And now we have a foul call. This will go against Kim Young, number 14 of Hampton.
Getting a little physical out there.
I'll tell you one thing, there was take no prisoners on that foul on Rose. Truly, truly. The Bruins now with an opportunity to expand their lead to its highest point. They have a 3-point lead. And going to the free throw line with the 1-and-1 is Gwen Staples. She is 1 of 2 from the free throw line for her single point tonight. And this one rattles in and out. So she goes to 1 of 3. And now another foul. 1 minute exactly remaining. Foul was charged to number 34 of Bethel on the play. That one will go against Talisha McCauley. That'll be her second. And at the free throw line will be number 32, Kim Fleming. She has 2 points so far this evening, 6 rebounds, and she has shot 1 of 2 from the floor. Fleming can't get the free throw line, rather the free throw to go. And they
I believe that was Lee that made that shot.
Yep, Letitia Lee. Back come the Crabbers. Coppage will put it in.
4 quick points for the Crabbers.
Number 42 made the basket, Coppage, and just like that, the Crabbers trailing by 3, now lead by 1. Rose with the putback, and she is fouled. The ball doesn't go in, but she'll get 2 shots. The foul rather is on Letitia Lee, number 54 of Hampton. Rose at the free throw line. She is 3 for 3. And the old announcer's jinx as she comes up short.
I wasn't going to say a word.
.28 seconds remaining in the first half. And there you saw a good shot of the ball going in, and Rose ties the score. She has 16 of her team's 24 points. Scramble for the ball is finally controlled by the Bruins with 10 seconds remaining. And a foul with 3 seconds remaining.
Well, that's a foul that the coaches hate to see.
Knotted up at 24. Going to the free throw line will be Staples. 1 point on the evening, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. She is 0 for 8 from the floor. She now is 2 or 4 from the free throw line, and with a chance to add to the Bruin lead, as with 3 seconds remaining, the Bruins will have an opportunity to take that lead into the locker room. This one is no good. Scramble for the ball, put back up by Staples.
That was a smart move, Tim, because she knew there was not much time left on the clock.
All right, so we have gotten to halftime, and at halftime, the Bethel Bruins lead by a single point, 25-24. We'll return to Hampton High School for the second half of action after a brief timeout. Our score at halftime, the Lady Bruins leading by a single point in a game that has really not had much more than a 3-point difference anytime during the first half. Run down the individual scoring for you. The Hampton Crabbers were paced by Dana Galbraith, who had 9 points. She had 6 points from the field and 3 out of 4 from the free throw line. 8 points for Letitia Lee, all of those coming on 4 baskets. 3 points for Angela Coppage on a basket and a free throw, 1 of 2. 2 points for Kim Fleming, and she was scoreless from the free throw line. No points for Sanders. She was 0 for 4 from the free throw line, and Sandra Thompson rounded out the scoring with 2 points, 0 for 2 from the free throw line. For the Bethel Bruins, it's a good thing that Nia Rose showed up tonight. 16 points.
I think it's pronounced Nia.
Nia?
Rose. Yeah.
Okay, I apologize to Miss Rose if I have, in fact, mispronounced her name. But she has 16 points, and then she has 4 of her teammates with 2 points each. Staples, Wagaman, Bays, and McCauley, and then 1 point for Solomon to round out the scoring as the Lady Bruins lead by a single point at halftime. And we have 16 minutes of action. Good shot of Mr. Tony Poston, the referee for tonight's game. And the Hampton Crabbers will have the ball to start the second half. Of course, the arrow for possession will dictate who gets the ball. Momentary delay here as we are getting the timekeeper and all set up, and we're ready to roll. And the defense by the Bruins causes the Crabbers to turn the ball over.
That's what you want to do, is come out with a little more intensity defensively the second half, and that's what the Bruins are doing. Jesse Pope has got them fired up a little bit. But you got to do the fundamentals, and that is you got to pass the ball well, dribble the ball well, do the fundamentals, and things will fall into place. And I believe that's what this JV program and the girls have will do for them.
Rose's shot is no good, and the rebound comes off for Lee as the Crabbers now will bring it up, trying to regain the lead. 3 points has been the biggest lead for either team. Ball stolen by Staples, and then she is fouled on the way to the basket.
Well, she just went right in between them and took the ball out of the hand. That was a real nice move by young Miss Staples.
Kim Fleming in disbelief that the foul was called on her, but
watch this, Tim. This is good. She stops right here, and she says, "Okay, I'm going to hand the ball to this other gal." Right here, and Gwen Staples just steps right in between them, takes the ball. That was a nice move. Good camera work, fellas. Slow-mo Joe.
Staples at the free throw line, and she hits this one. She is 3 out of 6 from the free throw line. And misses the second. So it's a 2-point lead for the Lady Bruins. Angela Coppage to Galbraith. Looking for lead down below. Nice pass. The shot won't go. And Rose gets the board. And then we've got a traveling call as she was defended closely and moved the pivot foot.
And that was number 22, Sandra Thompson, that was doing the defense on Nia Rose.
And Bays simply picks the Crabber's pocket and scores at the other end. Tanya Bays. And now a 4-point lead. I believe that's the largest lead either team has had. Thompson will drive and score. Sandra Thompson with 4 points. And is back to a Bethel 2-point lead. Shot is short, and the rebound comes off to Tanya Bays, and then hammered as she gets close to the free throw line was Bays.
She has been knocked all over the place. She's one of the smaller young ladies out there on the court and has been on the floor more than anybody else.
I correct myself, that was McCauley who was fouled, and she was fouled by Fleming. That's Fleming's third. And it'll be a player control foul with 6:23 remaining in the third period. Rose got the basket.
Just right place at the right time.
18 points for Rose, and a foul is committed. This one will be charged to Tonya Bays. That'll be her third. Here's the previous play. You'll see as Rose calling for the ball underneath the basket. She's guarded pretty well by Letitia Lee. Now she'll get free with a good pass, and she banks it in.
Well, the pass, it really was intended, Tim, for LaChonda Solomon, number 41, who was in there.
You see Joe Melvin, or at least you did momentarily, the new head coach. I was mentioning earlier, you were doing some other business when I mentioned this toward the first half. It seems strange to watch a Hampton Lady Crabbers team without Cheyenne Hill.
And that's the truth.
We've seen her for the last 3 or 4 years, it seemed like. Galbraith all alone, foot race to the basket. No, she can't get it to go. Got her own rebound, however, and she is fouled on the stick back.
Well, as a coach, you hate to see those little crippy shots being missed. But the young ladies get to going so fast that they fail to gather themselves properly when they shoot that layup.
Gwen Staples for the Bruins called for the personal. 5:41 remaining in the third period. 26 for Hampton, 30 for the Bruins. See the last play here. You'll watch Galbraith all alone goes in, and she just lays it up a little too strong. Thompson got the rebound, and then she was fouled. And now we have a free throw line violation as Galbraith made the free throw, but she stepped across the line too early. And the ball will go over to the Bruins. Sticky defense by the Crabbers. All alone is number 40 for the Bruins. That is Kim Brunson, and she scores her first basket. And now the Lady Bruins with a 6-point lead. Galbraith for Thompson underneath. They kick it back out. Shot is too strong, and the board comes off to Bays, and then we have what?
We have a jump ball, but nobody, oh well, I didn't think anybody had it. Nice pass into the ball there. And number 40, Kim Brunson, made the nice shot.
Back to the live action. This is Brunson again. She's hot.
Oh, right off the board. Nice basket.
So Brunson with 2 baskets, and it's an 8-point Lady Bethel Bruin lead as they have added to their lead. Now Brunson, guarding too closely, picks up her second personal foul.
We'll get a lot of little touch fouls in here, which is slowing the momentum down a little bit on these teams. But Joe, I'm sorry, that's not Joe, that's Melvin Slides trying to keep this game under control.
Good hustle by Angela Coppage as she made an effort to steal the ball, but it goes out of bounds. A lot of good hustle on both of these teams. Both girls' teams have shown a lot of enthusiasm tonight.
Yes, they have.
Rose with a nice feed. The shot won't go, but a foul underneath.
Well, everybody thought that Nia Rose was going to shoot that ball, and she did a nice job of dropping it off to, I believe that was Tonya Bays, who was underneath the basket and just missed the shot.
Kim Brunson for Bethel picks up her third personal foul, number 40. And again, player control will give the ball to the Crabbers. Shot won't go. Batted around, and finally Rose has the rebound. This is Staples. In for Rose. She just can't miss.
Oh, she did a nice job.
Rose has 8 field goals tonight. All of them 2-pointers. Little indecision on the part of Sanders that time cost the Crabbers. She had the open shot, gave it back to Thompson, and then Thompson's return pass was intercepted. Staples for three.
Three-pointer. She zeroed in on that. The Bruins have really jumped out to a lead in this third quarter. They've come out with a whole lot more intensity.
They have outscored the Lady Crabbers 14-2 here in the third period. Now a timeout is being called. Joe Melvin has seen an awful lot of ragged play here on the part of his Crabbers, but what he's seen more of is good play by the Bruins.
Now the Bruins have come down and have worked the ball around and have got some nice shots inside, but their defense intensity has picked up another notch here during this third quarter period, and that always helps your offense when you can get your defense to crank up a little bit.
That three-pointer from Gwen Staples didn't hurt much either.
No, anytime you get a three-pointer, it can't hurt them. There's a nice shot of the Hampton High School cheerleaders by our on-the-sideline cameraman, Slim Bowers.
Now don't start that Slim Bowers stuff.
Now, I'm just repeating what you said. Scotty, my boy, doing a good job.
An equal opportunity situation. There you see the Bethel Bruins cheerleaders. And there's Mr. Bowers, who also does the directing the majority of the time for our crew.
Well, they can do anything, multi-purpose.
All seriousness, our crew is truly a very talented group of men and women, and we're very proud of the product that gets put out.
And there's a good shot of you and me and young Gary Moore, and he's got a lovely assistant. He's got her blocked out. That's the young lady we need to get in there. She's the pretty one of the bunch.
Certainly pretty than this three guys.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Lee will get a bonus free throw as the Bruins are over the limit now. So shooting the second on the 1-and-1 will be Letitia Lee. She can't get this one to fall. 39-27, and the Crabbers steal it back. This is Lee on the steal. Coppage to Galbraith. Galbraith will shoot and won't go. Galbraith with an excellent effort to steal the ball. She was on the end line when she touched the ball last, so it'll go over to the Bruins. 2:51 remaining in the third period. 39-27. Bruins by 12 into Rose, and Rose traveled. Crabber got a hand on the ball, and Rose shuffled her feet.
Well, I don't know that she had control of the ball yet, but nonetheless, that is a traveling call.
Thompson weaves her way down the court, gives to Lee. Lee put it up and can't get it. And then Rose rebounds and draws the foul. .222 left in the third. 39-27, shot no good. And Bays puts the rebound back up and in. Tanya Bays with 6 points. And again, the lead is extended to the largest of the evening for the Bruins. Galbraith will fire from way outside. It doesn't go. And back come the Bruins as Hampton has been just stone cold here in the third.
Well, they're not running any offense. Bethel is moving the ball around and getting it inside. They're doing a good job. They take the outside shot when it's there, but Hampton is coming down and just not showing any offensive pattern, and I think that's part of their problem. They're getting into a kind of a helter-skelter type of ball game, and you forget everything your coaches are telling you.
finally stolen by Lee. A 3-on-1 for the Crabbers. Behind the back pass to Coppage, and she draws the foul. Pretty fancy passing there by the Crabbers. Foul is going to be charged against Bays. That'll be her 4th. Coppage will go to the free throw line. Here's your replay. You'll see Lee with a 3-on-1 for the Crabbers. A little behind the back pass there for Coppage.
Nice little pass.
Coppage goes to the free throw line. She has 3 points so far, 3 rebounds. She is 1 for 2 from the free throw line and 1 of 3 from the floor. And she'll get a second shot. The Crabbers have only been able to manage 4 points here in the third period. You see a good look at young Angela Coppage. And we should have a free throw lane violation. Rose stepped in early, but
what makes no difference, the basket went in, so they'll take the basket.
They didn't register the point on the scoreboard, but they should have, because the free throw did count. And now Wagaman hits from outside. There, they finally have caught the scoreboard up to snuff. 43-29, and we should have a jump ball.
And the possession arrow belongs to the Crabbers, so they'll maintain possession or control of the ball.
.105 remaining in the third. Thompson gets a bad hop on the inbounds pass, can't hold on to it. Coppage is tripped up and no call, as she was truly tripped. .45 seconds to go in the third. Ball is tipped out of bounds, last touched by the Lady Bruins. And a foul called against Gwen Staples. Staples will come out of the ball game now, and Lottie Diggs, number 20, comes in for the first time for the Bruins.
And we got a timeout, Bruins.
So tell us again about the plaque, Bob, and each team is going to be given a Player of the Game award. Is that true?
Yes, they are. We're going to give them a plaque being donated by DC Engraving, which is a sample of metal photo. DC Engraving is located at York Village Shopping Center on Route 17 in Grafton, and my buddy Dave Buckwalter out there. And also we'll give him a shirt, Player of the Game shirt, donated by Turner's Hardware and Sports Place. Turner's has a convenient location in Willow Oak Shopping Center. They have 2 other locations. One that is in the Denby area, Denby Hardware and Sporting Goods, located at Denby Square. And of course the newest store, the Sports Place, located at the shops in Hampton Harbor next to Hampton University. So you can
it's amazing how you ad-lib that whole thing.
Yeah, you see that ad-lib, right? Dave Chubb and Bruce Hatch are the 2 buddies over there at Turner's.
We do appreciate those fine folks for
sure
contributing to our games, both football and basketball this past season. They've added the football season. This game between the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins, the ladies' teams. Hampton looking for their first victory of the season. Bethel looking for their second. Thompson's shot won't go. She is 0 for 3 from the free throw line. You're watching this game. It was videotaped on the 15th of January, 1991. I'm Tim Cole, along with Bob Hintz, coming to you from the Hampton High School Gymnasium.
Well, Miss Wagaman, Victoria, took a big spill that time. She was going in for the layup.
Angela Coppage called for the personal foul. That's her second. Here you'll see the replay. Wagaman will dribble the length of the court, and Coppage will just reach in and just knock her right off her feet.
Called mug you.
Yes. So Wagaman gets the first of two. She has 5 points, 3 here in the second half. One out of 2 for Victoria, but the Bruins get the rebound, and their shot is no good. Rose had it and lost it out of bounds. 44-29, a 5-point third period for the Crabbers, and a 19-point third period for the Bruins. And finally, the Crabbers get a little scoring from Deion Sanders. That's her first basket of the night. And now a 13-point lead as the buzzer sounds to end the third period. And we find the Lady Bruins on top by 13. It was 25-24 at halftime. The Bruins just 7 points for Hampton, while 19 points were registered by the Lady Bruins. Get a chance to watch the last basket that Hampton scored here in the third period. You're going to see the nice little jumper rattled around and fell through for Deion Sanders. I understand you've been a man of leisure this past week.
Oh, this week.
This month. You've been,
been down to Alabama. No, that was December. Skiing. Yeah, we've been skiing. In fact, I come back to do the game, and I'm going back up and ski the rest of the week again. I haven't broke a leg yet.
Tough life.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, up at Massanutten, right?
No, at Bryce Mountain.
Bryce Mountain.
Bryce Mountain. Yeah, it's about an hour on the other side of Massanutten.
Lee throws a shot up. It doesn't go, and the last touch by the Bruins as we're just underway in the final period. 44-31, the Lady Bruins by 13. And Coppage didn't appear to make contact, but Melvin Sly thought so.
Well, and so did young Miss McCardle. She seems to be in a little bit of pain. He got caught right around the throat area. I'm sorry, that's...
We get a chance to see it again, and you might be able to pick up the foul. Let's watch Coppage as you see her come in right here and get her pretty good with the left arm.
Yeah, she caught her with the arm and shoulder.
So we're happy to say that Talisha McCauley is seemingly okay. She'll get a 1-and-1 at the free throw line. And misses everything on that one. Back come the Crabbers, trailing by 13. Incidentally, Coppage was called for her 4th foul on that play. Basket by Sanders, and now the Crabbers steal it back, but we've got an intentional foul called on the play.
Well, that'll give the 2 shots and then the ball out of bounds to the Hampton Crabbers.
Diggs is called for the intentional foul. So it's as if you had committed a technical in the sense that you get the ball at half court after you shoot the 2. Here's your replay. You'll see the ball here will be stolen. And she had a clear breakaway.
And
she just grabbed her shirt. So wait a minute, come back. So Coppage will get 2 free throws.
And I don't know if it was Coppage the one that had the ball.
I think it was. I think it was 42. Coppage, who now has 4 out of 5 from the free throw line, so the Bruins picked a bad person to foul in that case. Crabbers have dwindled that lead back down to a 10-point difference and can cut it to single figure here with a free throw. And Coppage can't convert, but they will get the ball.
How many shots she get?
She gets a technical now. It's interesting. We apologize for your picture being a little unusual there, but the camera in the stands, as the people in the stands walk, the stands bounce.
And the camera bounces.
And thusly the camera. So Coppage hits just 1 of 4, and now the Crabbers will get the ball. So they could have easily, with any kind of success at all on the free throw line there and getting the ball here, they could have considerably
end up with at least 6 points.
Yeah, they could have gotten 6 points or even 7 with a 3-point basket and could have really cut into that lead. So the Bruins have to be somewhat pleased that at this point they've dodged the bullet. Coppage tied up momentarily. Wagaman, who is very aggressive, does a good job for the Bruins of tying up the Crabbers, and the ball goes over to Bethel. So Victoria Wagaman showing good hustle. She fires up a long one. It's no good. Coppage with the rebound for Hampton. Spots Sandra Thompson down the court. Thompson can't get it to fall. Sanders had it. It was knocked away, and they'll say it was touched last by a Bruin.
It was knocked out of her hands by one of the Lady Bruins. That was a nice job by young Sanders to, number 22 for the young Thompson to even get a nice shot off on that breakaway.
And Thompson does get another shot off, and this one goes, and now we're down to a 8-point lead, and the Bruins turn it over.
Well, they're getting rattled. The Hampton Crabbers have picked up their defense a little bit and have caused the Bruins to start turning the ball over, something they did not do much during that third period.
Pass inside for Thompson is batted away. Back comes Staples, a 1-on-3. She'll pull up and bank it off the glass, no good. And back come the Lady Crabbers. Thompson all alone scores. 8 points for Thompson and a 6-point lead for the Bruins. So the Crabbers, who had trailed by 13, trail by 6. And we've got a foul on whom? I believe it's going to go against Thompson. That's who it is. It's a personal on Thompson, her second, and now a timeout.
And the Bruins called a timeout, Tim. Jesse Pope wants to talk to those young ladies. They're a little bit out of control and not finding the open ball player. They're going right into the teeth of that defense. They've got to do some, you got to do a little coaching over there on the sideline.
Speaking of coaching, there you see in your picture, or at least you saw momentarily, David Blizzard, the assistant coach here at Hampton High School for the boys team. And now you're looking into Jesse Pope's huddle with the Lady Bruins. Bruins with a phenomenal third period opened up a 13-point lead, only to see Hampton now score 7 straight points. Here's Thompson on the tail end of that last play.
She did a good job of keeping her eye on that basket all the way, letting go of the ball and follow through. That's the initial, that's what makes that ball go in, is the constant concentration. And Sandra did a good job that time.
Plenty of time remaining for the Lady Crabbers to get back in this game. They trail by 6 points after the Bruins opened up a 13-point lead at the end of 3. Staples, who is 3 out of 7 from the free throw line. And she misses, will not get the bonus, but a good hustle by her teammate Bays to keep the ball alive. Wagaman comes back, puts it up, no good. And Kim Fleming is fouled by Wagaman. So if the Crabbers can hit some of these free throws, and you see some of the crowd on hand here at the Crabber Gymnasium. The crowd continuing to file in. The boys' game will be starting after this game. We'll have that game for you here on Channel 5 at another day and time, I do believe. Not sure how we're showing these games, whether we're showing them back-to-back.
No, I think what's going is Mondays and Wednesdays are the boys, Tuesdays and Thursdays the girls, and then there's another contest play. We just got the word. This game will air.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
Thursday.
Is that what you got out of that?
Yeah, the boys are Wednesday. And
All
that's
right,
what I was saying. Monday, Wednesday for the boys, Tuesday, Thursday girls, something like that.
Check Channel 5 for the exact time.
And not only check, but tune in and see all kinds. That's the young lady we met earlier, Miss Braithwaite, one of the school board members here at the Hampton City School System.
All alone underneath was Kim Brunson, and she was fouled before she could get the shot away. Thompson picked up her third personal. There you see the story of the game, a 6-point Bethel lead with 5:25 remaining. Brunson, 2 of 4 from the field. This is her first trip to the free throw line, and she misses the front end, but the ball was last touched before it went out of bounds by a later Crabber. Galbraith is going to come back in the ball game, replacing Thompson. Brunson in traffic puts it up and draws the foul. Kim Fleming will be called for her 4th personal foul. Actually, I stand corrected. That would appear to be her 5th personal foul. So Fleming will, in fact, foul out of the ball game. Thompson will come back in for her. Here is the replay of the 5th foul. Didn't really do a lot to draw the foul.
No, she really didn't.
Brunson. In and out, we'll get a second shot. .5:10 remaining. It's still a 6-point lead for the Lady Bruins. Brunson hits 1 of 2. Lee will fire for 3. No good. Rose traveled.
Well, right behind the cheerleader and the other young lady is your friend and mine, athletic director Trish Mitchell here at Hampton High School.
Rose with the rebound. She's been relatively quiet here in the second half. Rose had 16 at halftime and only 4 points in the second half, but her teammates picked up the slack in that third period. Lee knocked it away, and it was last touched by a Bethel Bruin, and that was Tanya Bays. Back come the Crabbers quickly down the court. Trailing by 7, can't get the shot to fall, and the rebound comes to Staples. 4 minutes remaining. 45-38. Watching the Hampton Crabbers and the Bethel Bruins, the girls' teams. Jumper is no good. Put back is good by number 40, Kim Brunson. And that's 7 points for Brunson. And it builds the lead back up to 9 for the Bruins. And then a foul from behind. This on Staples. That'll be her 4th, and she'll get a T for her for her being so upset. So if you think that these girls aren't competitive, think
well,
again.
They are very competitive, Tim. Well, this will give Hampton a 1-and-1 and a 2-shot and the ball out of bounds. And you can see there, she thought she got all ball, and there was not much contact made. And the foul was called by Tony Poston, and then the technical was called by Tony's partner, Melvin Sly. And Melvin and I go way back. He called a couple technicals on me in one game. In fact, it was once we was playing Hampton High School, and the Hampton Crabbers went and made all 4 free throws, and we got beat by 4 points.
Ooh.
And I was, needless to say, upset. And he said after the game, he probably miscalled that. And I said, don't tell me that now.
So Galbraith now gets both of those free throws. And as we said before, in a similar situation, this is an opportunity for the Crabbers to capitalize. You get the 1-and-1, you get 2 shots for the
No, she
technical.
can't get both of them. She wasn't the one foul, was she? Maybe she was.
Yeah, I believe she was.
Yeah, she was.
And she has rattled in all 3 of them. And a 6-point difference. And then the Crabbers will get the ball. So that technical after a foul, boy, that hurt you. And she got all 4 of them. Get a standing ovation from her teammates on the bench. Now Jessie Pope wants to talk this over.
Yeah, and I don't blame her. That tightened this ball game up quite a bit from a 9 to a 5-point difference right now.
There you see the score with 3:34 remaining. A lot of time for either team to go on a scoring binge, and the Crabbers trailing by just 5 will have the ball when we resume. Joe Melvin, the first-year coach at the Hampton helm. He's assisted by LaWanda Shepard, as the Crabbers are 0-7 on the season. Bethel 1-7 under Jessie Pope and Kirby Ely. And the Bruins led by a point at halftime after we were scored. There you see Lowell Thomas, the principal here at Hampton High School.
He's here more in spirit than anything else. He said he can't yell a whole lot. His voice went south.
So the Crabbers will inbound right in front of our position here, trailing by 5 with plenty of time. Coppage will fire, no good, but a rebound underneath by Lee, and she saves the ball. And finally it's controlled by Rose, and then she is fouled. So the infighting is a little rough in there.
You think this is a non-contact sport? I think it's a non-collision sport.
There you go.
But there is contact being made underneath that basket. Sometimes it results in a foul and sometimes it doesn't.
Rose has had a very fine evening. She's got 20 points, 14 rebounds. She's 4 of 5 from the free throw line. She is 61.5% from the field, 8 of 13. 1 steal. And she has done it all for her team. Now, she cannot get the front of the 1-and-1 there, as we may have put a little jinx on her. Didn't mean to do that. Galbraith can't get it to fall. And a jump ball. And the possession arrow will give the ball back to the Crabbers. Inside for Thompson, and Thompson is fouled, and I didn't see that one. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. Melvin Sly was much closer to the play and called it. This one goes against number 24. That's Bays, and that should be all for her.
That's it. And I thought that was a good block, but I'm at a different angle than Melvin Sly.
If you're not careful, he'll give you a T sitting on the side.
Yeah, and then he'll have to shoot it. Here's a good shot of Sandra Thompson.
So Diggs will replace Bays, who has fouled out. Each team has lost a player to disqualification for fouls. 2 shots coming up for Sandra Thompson. She has 8 points, 6 here in the second half. And Thompson, whose previous experience at the free throw line had been poor with an 0 for 3, now hits. And hits when her team needs them. She hits both of them. And we've got a 3-point ball game. It was that close all through the first half. And the Crabbers have battled back, and now a foul. This one will go against number 30 of Hampton. That's Deion Sanders. That's her second. Both teams are over the limit, and we'll see.
And we got to be thinking about players of the game.
Talisha McCauley will go to the free throw line. Here's the replay of the last foul. There you saw where the Crabbers tried to double team the ball carrier, but McCauley was fouled on the play. And she can't hit it. Thompson gets the rebound. Quickly to Coppage. Coppage will put it up, and it is. She's fouled, and it counts.
The Crabbers are playing with a whole lot more confidence than they did that third period. I don't know what Joe Melvin told him over that sideline, but he sure got him fired up. Bethel kind of can feel this starting to slip away as we can see the replay. Nice drive to the basket. And number 34 for the Bruins was hanging on her, and that was
McCauley. And with that free throw, Angela Coppage has tied it at 47. She steals the inbounds pass and then has it knocked away, but retrieved by Lee with 2:45 remaining. The Crabbers had trailed by 13 coming into the fourth quarter. And now a traveling call before the shot. It was 44-31 just 5.5 minutes ago. And in that time, the Crabbers have scored 16 points, while just 3 points on the board for the Bruins. And it's stolen by Lee. She spots Coppage down the court. Coppage, it should count. It won't. She traveled.
Yeah, she took one extra step in there. It was a nice look by Lee to get the ball to Coppage.
So we remain tied at 47, and now Coppage will get the personal foul called. That'll be all for Coppage if my totals are correct.
Bethel can't make a shot. Missed a free throw, missed a nice putback.
And a traveling as Sandra Thompson spotted a teammate down the floor and forgot to dribble the ball. She knew it. Tied at 47. Rose with the rebound, put it back, no good. And Lee with the rebound for Hampton. Inside of 2 minutes to go, still tied at 47. So Nia Rose will be our pick for player of the game for the Bruins. Thompson has it knocked away, but she gets it back, and then she stepped out of bounds.
She's a hustler out there. She just lost control and passed the ball, and it went right back to her, and she was standing out of bounds.
Not an easy choice for the Crabber player of the game, but for her hustle and her scoring, they'll give it to Coppage, I believe.
I think I would.
So Angela Coppage will be our player of the game for Hampton, and I believe that is her 5th personal foul just now, too. Saw the hustle at the other end of the floor. Coppage does foul out of the ball game. And she'll be replaced by Kim Young, number 14. Got to give a lot of credit, too, to Galbraith, who played a fine ball game for Hampton. Lee played well for the Crabbers as well.
And for the Bruins, you go down. Gwen Staples did a good job handling the ball, as did Talisha McCart. How do you pronounce that?
Macaulay.
Macaulay. She's done a great job. So it's not an easy thing to come up with player of the game.
Well, and we do emphasize that it's totally unscientific. It's really just based on the impressions we received from the players, and certainly a good effort by both teams tonight. And 2 fine free throws by Kim Brunson has put the Lady Bruins back on top by 2.
And those are pressure free throws.
.118 remaining. Galbraith throws it up, no good. Rebound shot is up and a foul. Sanders will go to the free throw line. And the foul will be charged to Victoria Wagaman. That'll be her second. Both teams over the limit a long time ago. Here's your replay. Lee will throw the ball back out. Galbraith will throw up a near miss, and then the rebound and the foul by Wagaman. Both teams doing a fine job shooting in the clutch here, as Sanders hits her first, and she'll get the bonus. This one doesn't go, so it remains a 1-point difference. The Bruins with the ball and a 1-point lead. Stolen. Kim Young to Galbraith, and a jump ball, and the ball will go over to the Bruins. Boy, I tell you.
Talisha McCauley was really upset. She was wide open, and Nia Rose didn't see her.
1:03 remaining. Bethel with a 1-point lead and the ball. Wagaman double teamed, gets it to Rose. Rose has it knocked away, gets it back. Crabbers collapsing on whoever has the ball. McCauley tries to get it in for Rose. It's batted away. Back come the Crabbers. Kim Young to Lee, to Thompson. Almost has it stolen. Thompson will throw up a prayer. In and out. Kim Young, check that. The follow shot, rather, by number 30, Sanders.
That ball was in and out.
31 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. .49-48. There, as you see the shot, it goes halfway down and rattles out.
Young number Kim Brunson is back on the foul line. She made 2 pressure free throws a minute ago. This is a 1-and-1. She's got a unique style, Tim. She goes all the way down, but she is really hitting them.
Brunson with 3 of 5 from the field, and she is 4 out of 6 from the free throw line, so she's got her 10 points. This one comes out, but Rose gets the rebound, and the basket will not count. She traveled before the shot.
That's not a popular call on this side of the floor.
So a 2-point difference. Crabbers just barely got the ball in within 5 seconds, and then Wagaman fouled Lee on the inbounds pass. Now, Joe Melvin wants to call a timeout. There you see the story. Just 29 seconds remaining. Hampton wants a timeout.
I think Hampton's got the young lady going to foul line. She's got a 1-and-1. If she can make both this tie at the ball game up 29 seconds. When you talk about pressure free throws.
50-48. The Bruins, we were tied at 10 after one. The Bruins led by a point at halftime. The Bruins extended that lead to 13 after 3. And the Crabbers have battled back here. So Joe Melvin's team has done well showing account for themselves as they have yet to get their first victory of the season. But they're trying to remedy that situation against the arch rival Bethel Bruins. Letitia Lee at the free throw line. She is 1 of 3 from the free throw line, and she is now 2 of 4 as she'll get the bonus. There you see young Letitia.
She's really concentrating. This is a very important shot.
And she cans both of them.
Pressure free throw, just as cool as she could be.
Tied at 50. Crabbers pressing full court. McCauley, and she's fouled on the way to the basket. So she'll get the 1-and-1 with 19 seconds remaining. The foul is on Galbraith. That is her third.
And they can't get the ball down. It's stuck in the net. I hope our camera people can see it. If you can see right in the corner, that ball is wedged up underneath the basket as we can watch the replay of this. And the officials have got to get a ball to go down and get the ball out from underneath and watch the ball. It'll stick. It stops right there and they can't get it out.
So now Tony Poston's going to get a boost from Melvin Sly. And he'll free the ball. Technical foul on Tony.
Hanging on the rim.
Hanging on the rim, that's right.
And a little extra help from his cohort there. That's illegal.
Two shots coming, they say. They went after it like it was a 1-and-1, which I thought it was, but
I think she was in the act of shooting.
yeah, she must have been. McCauley now is 0 for 2 from the free throw line as she tries to untie this game. We're knotted at 50 with 19 seconds remaining. She can't do it, but Rose saves the ball, but hits it right to a Hampton Crabber with 15 seconds remaining. Down to 10 seconds.
What you don't want to do is foul, but you don't want to ever get a good shot either.
And there's the buzzer. We'll go to OT. So we'll play 3 minutes of overtime. So it was a contrasting second half as it was all Bethel in the third period and all Hampton in the fourth.
Yeah, I've never seen two teams change characters as these two teams did. But it all started with the defense. The defense got a little more aggressive and it brought out their offense. And we've seen that happen time and time again.
Interestingly enough, Bob, the teams traded 19-point periods as the Bruins scored 19 in the third against a total of 6 for the Crabbers. No, 7, that's right, 7. And then the Crabbers came back and scored 19 while allowing just 6 for the Bruins. So must have been that one end of the court.
Okay, it's, I don't know what it is to be that change, but that was the third and fourth periods. They didn't change into the basket.
I just wondered if you noticed.
Yeah, I was watching you. You tried to get me, didn't you?
It's my New Year's resolution.
To get me?
To get you. Just gonna put my coat behind you there, boss.
That's all right.
So we'll play 3 minutes, and if they can untie it, we'll have a winner. If not, we'll keep going. Of course, this is not sudden death overtime. I should emphasize that. Rose follows and hits.
Nice follow by Rose. She's on the weak side rebounding. Ball came right to her on the missed shot.
Lee gets too far under the basket for the Crabbers, and Rose with the board. Harassed by the Lady Crabbers, finally gets it to a teammate. And they spot Wagaman all alone. She can't get it to go.
But she was too far underneath the basket. It was a nice look.
Of course, the Crabbers now without the services of Coppage, and the Bruins without Bays for this overtime period. The Crabbers also lost Kim Fleming, so two of the starters for Hampton not available to the Crabbers. And Wagaman scores with a shovel.
Shot.
So the Bruins now, with 1:50 remaining, have a 4-point lead. Shot is up too strong. Crabbers can't get it to fall. And what have we got?
Well, there was a traveling that they
Yes, there
missed,
was.
but she was getting mugged at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to say, she took a step, but she got cuffed in the mouth for her efforts. That is Kim Brunson, whose free throws late in the fourth quarter were instrumental in the Bruins ending this game in a 50-all tie, or at least a regulation time in 50. See Jesse Pope, the coach over at Bethel High School. Brunson will shoot 1 and 1. Here's your replay of Wagaman's scoop shot. Brunson hits the free throw.
She has been deadly on that foul line. She's made a lot of points and have kept the kept the Bruins in the game towards the end of that fourth quarter.
Bruins by 5 in overtime. Brunson comes up short this time. After hitting 5 in a row, she finally misses. And the Crabbers need some points badly as Wagaman gets run into and no foul. Wagaman will shoot and hit.
She's come alive in this overtime period. It's hurting the Crabbers as they've lost their ball handler.
And with less than a minute to go now, the Bruins leading by 7. Wagaman will shovel it up, no good. And back come the Crabbers. Crabbers without Coppage and Fleming just don't have the ball handlers. You're absolutely right about that. Lee will try for 3, goes off the rim, no good. Follow-up shot, no good. And finally, Rose controls amongst several Crabbers. This is McCauley. She spots Brunson, but can't get the pass to her. 25 seconds remaining. 7 points in the overtime period for Bethel. No points for Hampton to this point. With just 20 seconds remaining, this one is going to be a Bethel victory.
And Hampton's just kind of walking the ball up the court. And I know that's not what Joe Melvin wants them to do.
So Nia Rose will end up with 22 points in the ball game for the Bruins. She'll get our Player of the Game award for Bethel. And the Crabbers will not get their first victory of the season as a hard-fought overtime win for the Bethel Bruins as they win in overtime 57-50. Bob's going to work his way across the court real quickly and see if he can't get a word as you'll see the final seconds there being replayed. So Rose with 22 points on the night, and she had 22 rebounds also. She had 9 offensive boards and 13 defensive boards. So, all right, very quickly to you, Bob.
I tell you, it was a difference in 2 games. The third quarter, you look so good, and in the fourth quarter, you kind of
fell apart at the seams. Fell apart at the seams. Not moving our feet and making the wrong kind of movement, and not moving their feet, and that caused them to have fouls. You know. been telling them to move their feet and get in position, but third quarter they just seem to stand still and not do it. And of course Hampton went after the ball.
Well, I thought the Hampton kicked their defense up a little bit, what you did in third quarter. But I know it's nice to win.
Oh, it is definitely nice to win.
Especially in overtime at Hampton.
Oh, definitely. Oh, especially at Hampton.
Okay, congratulations, Jesse. All right, Tim, let's go back over to you.
All right, Bob, we are out of time. We're going to wish you a good evening. The final score in overtime, the Bethel Bruins 57, the Hampton Crabbers 50. For Bob Hintz, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.